Just a quick heads up, the audio was distorted for this episode, unfortunately. We're sorry about that.
As I've done so many sleepless nights before, I pour my heart to the page once more. A man and his pen, salvation within, the bittersweet confessions of a man who has lost and gained. So many lifetimes I've lived, and all the things my eyes have seen. The love my heart has felt to bursting, and the sorrow I embrace that drowns me. To feel so much, to know such pleasure and pain. I wonder how this world keeps turning. I hope I live to see the wisdom that will grant me the knowledge to understand why. That one's called Why. It is from A Garden of Roses, Volume 1, available at MaverickRoseMusic.com and on Amazon. All right. So, let's see here. What do we got going on? We had some technical difficulties. YouTube is not playing nice, so we're live on Facebook right now. And we'll put it up on YouTube later. Hope everybody's doing great out there. We're proud to be here.
Happy to be here.
That's right. So you are listening to and possibly watching the Maverick Rose Music Hour, filmed live at Niche Wine Lounge in beautiful Holly Springs, North Carolina. Where's Marty at? We got Marty out there somewhere? I think so.
He's coming from the bar.
He's coming from the bar. Marty's going to give us our intro here.
He's always coming from the bar.
There he is. Hold on. Let's get our people out there.
Wait, he doesn't have a drink in his hand.
There he is. No drink tonight. That's right.
Good evening, Maverick.
Good evening to you. We had some technical difficulties there at the beginning.
Technical difficulties happen. Sometimes electronics and pieces of wood don't always do the right things.
That's right. But speaking of pieces of wood, we are sponsored by Rescue Wood Rehab. So
there's so many jokes in that.
Hey, it's not the joke. It's what you were thinking.
Oh, it's not a joke. You're right, my love.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's already getting wild.
Yes. And the Maverick Rose Music Hour is brought to you by Rescued Wood Rehab, and we proudly sponsor this here at Niche Wine Lounge every Monday.
That's right.
Starting at 7-ish.
Yeah, we're a little late tonight, but
yeah.
Ish is good for that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we're on location, Holly Springs. For those that don't know, if you're watching on the internet, we're close to Raleigh.
Close to Raleigh.
That's up the street.
Yeah, or as it was said last week, Raleigh is now a suburb of Holly Springs.
That's right.
I don't think the Raleigheites are going to like that.
The capital will get over it. Yeah, so.
That's the one I wanted.
Yes, we got a great group out here tonight. This is a great venue for everybody to come and watch the show live, and Maverick and Jim play after this show.
That's right.
Some live music, and a great venue to watch live music anytime here at Niche Wine Lounge.
That's right.
And
Niche is a big supporter of live music. So.
Absolutely.
And they just celebrated their 12-year anniversary.
12-year anniversary, yes,
so
continuing with this show. Yes.
Right.
And music is 6 nights a week.
That's right. That's right.
And Mondays are half-price wine.
That's right. So you could be here as a part of the podcast, in live on location, and getting half-price wine.
You could have half-price wine, and Andy behind the bar
see him back there.
Always making specialty cocktails, and he is a mixologist.
He is a mixologist, and he has a special cocktail for us tonight. So last week, each week we pick a new album, and last week we had Meet the Beatles. So he did I Want to Be Your Manhattan, I believe.
I love
He's going to
the
come up
name.
and tell us about that.
Where is one? Do you have one?
No, I'm not on him. He's got to make him up.
there it is.
Oh, look out.
Oh.
It's pretty. Don't go too far, Marty. We'll get you right back in a second. All right. That's beautiful,
He's
man.
gonna want to
See that in the
sign
shot.
Fantastic.
That's good. So that's the you're the creator of the I Want to Be Your Manhattan.
Yeah, it's the I Want to Be Your Manhattan. All I did was just split the vermouth with Campari and then added extra different kind of bitters.
So there you go. He is a mixologist.
That way to sell it there, Andy.
Yeah, that's it, man. Love it. That's right.
It's when you split the bitters that makes the difference.
It really does.
It becomes
I
a different
find
drink.
that that's true in my life as well. So
You gotta
when you
split the bitters.
you're better off.
You're
That's
all
right.
good. You're
That's
all
right.
good.
There we go. All right.
Well, thanks for being here, Maverick.
Absolutely.
And Jim.
If you are live here on location, this is the official microphone. So if you want to comment as we go through the course of the night and talk about various things, you can come on up. We love audience participation. And I'm sure we'll hear from Marty again at some point
Sure,
too.
why
So
not?
thank you so much for supporting us, man. And again,
Thank you.
out there at Rescued Wood Rehab. So
Thank
all right,
you.
we will catch back up with Marty a little later. So Jim, what's going on over here,
He's
man?
taking a
He needs
nap.
an old
He's taking
priest
a
and a
nap.
young priest right now.
I'm sure the chunks of squid will go down smooth in that drink.
That's right.
That was one of his
The
ingredients, right?
chunks of what?
Squid in that drink he made.
Is that a Beatles reference?
Calamari.
No,
Where'd you get
He
that?
said there's calamari in the drink.
Campari. Campari.
Well, that's like an Italian meat, right?
it's
I
wild.
think it has
dude.
something to do with liquid. Yeah, not alcohol.
All right, never mind.
All right, we'll see you
Bye,
later.
guys. Thanks for coming.
Love it. Love it.
Mwah, thank you.
Cool. So, Jim, you said you had some stuff you wanted to address before we get into the show tonight?
Yeah, but I changed my mind.
Okay, that's fair. That's
No,
fair.
it's just about programming the Bowie album last week. Nobody seemed to comment on it. Nobody probably cares. I'm a nerd about
We care.
Well, I
programming.
think we do all care because
We care.
we talked quite a bit about the programming there and that you.
And you had it written down on your note card?
Yeah.
And you
The only
felt
thing
strongly?
I might do different is swap Ziggy Stardust, which I had second, make that ninth, and put Starman, which was ninth, and make it second, because Starman is an observer of the Ziggy thing.
That's right. So Jim reprogrammed the album based on the best music, but didn't really think a lot about the story because it is technically a
It's
concept
not
album.
really linear.
It
anymore,
isn't,
you know.
but Bowie was trying to tell a story of the alien coming to.
An alien comes to Earth, he sees it's going to get destroyed, he becomes a rock star to save it, and then commits suicide, you know.
That's exactly, yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
That's so, spoiler alert, if you have not heard the 1972 album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars,
That's it.
then you just spoiled it for
Yeah,
you.
you don't have to
Right.
listen to it.
I'm actually glad you told me because I listened to it last week and I didn't get any of that.
Oh, well, there you go.
glad you
I
told
have
me.
heard that drugs help. I don't know. We here at Maverick Rose Music Hour do not support or condone the using of additional substances to enjoy your music. But if you do, this is also a judgment-free zone. So.
I was driving in my car, so I was pretty sober.
That's right. There you go. Good.
There you go.
That's right. We like that. We like that. All right. Well, if
was
you're
that?
just tuning in, welcome to the Maverick Rose Music Hour. You
There's
never
a
know what
little peanut gallery over there.
a penal gallery. They're in lockup, man. That's what's going on right now. Okay, I'm Maverick. This is Darcy. That's Jim. And each week we get together, and we got Bud the Shop Dog here. Let me see. We got Bud. I think that's a.
Can you see him?
Then he moved out.
Oh,
of the
now
shop.
he's leaving.
All right. Anyway, so Bud the Shop Dog is here. He also works at Rescue Wood Rehab, so
He
he's
does.
director of marketing for us.
He gets paid with chicken nuggets.
That's right, chicken nuggies.
nuggies.
So
I'll work for that.
the way that this works is
I'll bring you some.
we sit here on our couch, and it's just like if you were to walk into your friend's house and they're talking about the greatest music of all time, or sometimes the least great music of all time, depending. So
on your opinion,
we did get Meet the Beatles last week, and we'll come back to that. That's a segment later on in the show, but all of our stuff's going to be Beatles themed tonight, the cocktail there and everything else as we go along. So
Thanks, Jim.
that's what
I got
thanks,
my
man.
Beatle hat on.
He's got his Beatle hat on, exactly. So
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Hey, where am I?
you get it, yeah, you get it here, right here, Jim.
You're probably the Beatles' biggest fan, aren't you?
Well, if I was the biggest fan, I'd do.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
I know what that one.
Doesn't that look sharp? Doesn't that look sharp?
Look at him. All right.
No, that's
Okay.
good.
We
does.
had decided last week that we thought we should talk a little bit about music therapy.
Music
Yeah.
therapy, and
So-
I kind of brought it up to you guys because I'm sure a lot of people are going through this with grandparents or parents that might have someone in their family with Alzheimer's
Absolutely.
or some kind of dementia. And music therapy is the one thing that really connects
Yes.
for people who have some memory issues and different things. And I was actually supposed to visit my mother this weekend, and I was going to really kind of talk about that, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But music therapy is for a lot of reasons, right? You
That's
have
right.
it for just to make you feel better. You have it.
If I may interrupt you for 1 second. So she just glossed over the fact that their house almost burned down. The third floor is completely gone.
It is
And,
completely gone.
So what a trooper Darcy is for still being here on the show with us.
So
tonight.
can I have a little-
She was just like, I was going to go see my mom, and that didn't happen. Like, it didn't happen because their house almost burned down.
But
So-
here's the word of warning about that.
Yeah.
Everybody in here, anybody watching, please check your smoke alarms.
That's right.
That is the one thing that saved our house is because I heard it and I went to find out why. Please check your batteries more than, I don't know what they're supposed to say, once a year.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
check it. Make
That's
sure
right.
because it can save you and you do not want to go through a house fire.
That's right.
Not at all.
That is.
So I need some music therapy.
Yes, that's right. And I think, I'm sorry, you're going to.
No, I'm just going to say if my smoke alarm's going off now, I'm still screwed, right?
Because you're not there.
So thank God I was home is also the other thing to this. Without it, we would have
That's
had,
right.
no house.
It's
That's
like
right.
the 5 albums on a desert island. Some guy actually ended up on one. He had his 5 albums, and they didn't do him any good.
Nonetheless, check your smoke
So
alarms.
yeah, check your
No, I
there's
agree
your
with that.
PSA for the evening. Check
Yeah.
your smoke alarms. So I will say this: music therapy is a beautiful thing in that it does help people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, and other degenerative mental issues, cognitive issues, reconnect with.
It does, and for those who are their memory is really more in the past than
Yes.
the current. So you should see the faces just light
Yes.
up. Just light up and start to sing and really kind of come back to life a little bit.
It's interesting to me because I think it has that effect on all of us.
I agree.
Music is a time machine. I put a song on. I remember the first time that or something significant that occurred at the time.
Yep.
So you don't have to wait until you necessarily need it for
No,
that.
please don't.
yeah. But yeah, music has that ability to transport us to
And
different
think of
times,
how
different
so much in our
places, and-
life is connected to song, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Like you said, all your memories. When you have a special event, you're gonna what's the music? There's always gonna be music involved in most cases,
That's right.
Whether it's a DJ, a band, or you always kind of want to bring that in. Everybody has their favorites, and everybody
Yeah.
gets up and dances,
Right.
And just kind of puts you in the moment
And I know,
puts you where
like,
it is.
it's popular, like when giving birth, to maybe pick some type
Yeah.
of music to listen to, and then if you think all the way through to like at funerals, there's specific songs that we use for. So through the course of our lives,
And those songs
music is
usually are
forever.
about that person or their favorite song or
Exactly,
something like
exactly.
that.
So
And that can
music
connect
has
everybody
such
to it.
presence, and it is something that we connect.
It is
with.
amazing to see when people can really relate to the music.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a room full of Alzheimer's patients who aren't talking, and then all of a sudden music comes on.
Right.
And generally it's older music,
Yeah, yeah.
right? From years and years ago. And they can just smile and connect to each other, too.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's pretty awesome.
It is awesome. I love
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
it.
Did you remember something?
So,
Ted?
for those of you that are playing at home, Ted here is the owner of Niche Wine Lounge. So we want to thank him for having us.
Wow, there's a lot of people here.
This is a little silly, but you're talking about music and all this. What's the first song everybody in the world remembers hearing and never forgets?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
There you go.
I didn't even know that, Ted.
That's
true.
Yeah, I did not know that either. There you go.
And when you're in a restaurant and you're supposed to wash your hands afterwards,
Yeah.
the happy birthday song.
That's right,
You're
that's
supposed to
the
wash your
amount of
hands
time
to
that
the
you-
amount of happy birthday. So there you go. Thanks, Ted.
There you go.
Wait a
What
minute.
do we got?
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
I think that might be Gracie. So we have a rescue perfect match, and we'll introduce you to Gracie here soon. We have a success story. Dante got adopted. So Dante
From the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks, he got adopted. So
And now he's in Virginia,
That's
living
right.
his best life.
living his best life.
He might have a song. He probably does.
He probably does. All right.
Jim's kind of quiet
I
tonight.
know. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, Jim.
You okay
I'm
over there?
waiting to get a word in wedgewise.
Hop right in, man.
So what was the wash your hands and happy birthday?
So if you are supposed to wash your hands, in restaurants they
The
teach
amount
you
of
this.
time that you
If you
are
sing
supposed to.
if you sing happy birthday
and
to yourself and wash as long as that goes, then you have
Or to
fulfilled
everyone
the
else. If there are
requirements.
other people in the bathroom with you, you could.
Well, you could sing it to them.
That's
You
right.
could sing it to them.
Hey, there's Bud.
There's Bud.
I don't think I'm going to do that, but it's interesting.
But that is part of serve safe training. They teach you that.
Oh, yeah?
This is a former waitress talking to you. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me put in something on music therapy.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a little more specific because I did some research on it a while
Oh,
back.
awesome.
Okay.
And it was for someone specific, and they actually gave you details on the amount of beats in a minute that work best, and then if it's someone you want to get through to that has some kind of
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
brain damage or something, you could mention their name a lot in the song. And so anyway, I tried to doing that to help someone, and it just occurred to me if that kind of thing works, if every musician who could write a song maybe found someone they could help out in that way.
I love that.
I mean, that would help a lot of people,
That's
So I
right.
figure if anyone ever listened to me and I got in a position where I could do something, that's one of the things I would try to do. But
And you did write a song
Yeah.
for someone that was.
that was the
Yeah.
Nevaeh song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and
So Jim has some
that's
experience
awesome.
with this.
So
yeah.
my mom, who my father passed away 11 years ago, Elvis Presley, because my dad
Wow.
loved Elvis Presley.
Yeah, so a lot of memories tied to
Great
that.
memories with that. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But I love that. That's awesome.
So anyway, you people out there listening, think about that.
That's right. Found a
And,
way to connect in.
Yeah, and the hospitals too, you know, I'd like it to become a bigger thing. I know they use it, but it
Right.
seems very limited, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think that probably the more it's talked about, the better it is,
Yeah.
right? To know that that's
Hopefully,
working.
yeah, raising
Even
awareness.
with children, it's not just about dementia. It's just all of it.
Right.
And just like you say, in general, music helps everybody, you know?
Well, you know, I because we had the house fire this weekend, and somebody sang a song about the house fire the other night.
Dirty son of a...
Yeah, right. You know, I'm not really sure. No,
I believe it was Gemini. For those of you playing at home, there's your chance. We tell me that's right. You got to
Right.
drink when we say Gemini, if you drink. So, and they're at the bar as well. When we say Gemini,
Look
you
at
gotta-
Jim is chugging.
That's
No,
right.
not this
That's
Jim,
right.
the other Jim.
The other Jim.
He's Gemini-ing.
So that's right. When you hear the phrase Gemini, you got to.
Gemini.
All right.
And why do we say Gemini? Because people probably don't know why.
So Jim and I. Oh, there it is again. Wait, where's he at? There he is. Yeah. Cheers. There you go. All right. Every time we say Gemini, so the two of us play music together out in the wild here around the Triangle area, and so
Yes, and that's...
I reference us together. I'm trying to dance around it so we don't get people hammered too early on here.
That's something we can explore more.
Why we sound
because-
better.
And it's ironic. So the funny part of the drinking game is that the two of us do not drink. So, but we're helping others.
But you're
who do
encouraging
drink.
others to drink and not
they are
drive.
if they are so inclined.
And don't
to,
drive.
That's right.
Don't drive.
Drink responsibly out there.
Actually, I
If you're
have a
into-
beer every 2 to 8 weeks.
I thought you were
on
going to say 2
lunch.
to 8 years.
No, 2 to 8 months.
Is it on a schedule?
It's got to, no, that's
No.
just when it hits me. It's got to be with food, though, and it's only one, because one Coors Light will get me dizzy. So I'm on what they call a cheap date, I guess.
What
love it.
kind of food do you drink it with?
Yeah, man.
You know, pizza, chicken fried steak, whatever I'm eating, you know.
Pizza and beer. Yeah.
So one thing that you'll know if you hang out with us enough is that Jim and I we eat like toddlers. We like cheeseburgers and nuggets and French
Yeah.
fries and
Well, what you don't know about me is I'm right there with you.
yeah, right. I love it.
I'm right there with
I
you.
love it.
Absolutely.
I cut out soda, though. Too much sugar.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I did stop Diet Coke.
Well, this is the Maverick Rose Music Hour, not the Maverick Rose Food Hour, so we'll keep
Okay.
things moving along.
But
So,
speaking of us musically,
yes.
we want to explore more because it kind of fits in with what we're doing is
Yeah.
how different our tastes are in music, yet we are able to play together.
That's right.
And different ways of actually looking at music and why we like music.
Exactly.
So that'll seep through the edges.
That's
Ew,
right.
That sounds a little icky.
Seeping.
They might already be
Seeping.
seeing that
That's right.
with Gemini.
Whoa, we gotta get that. All right, there's another one.
It might be. It might be. Should I drink my water at the same time?
That's all right. Psh, all right.
Yeah.
Salute.
But we all do have different tastes. I'm learning even more and more.
Yeah, and we talked last week about the different decades of music that we're drawn to.
Yeah.
What I was thinking about last week, because you were saying, is it the music you grew up with that you're more attached to? And I keep calling myself an 80s baby. Well, the whole thing is I'm not an 80s baby, but I grew up in the late 70s, 80s, in the teen years where you were
Well,
really,
yeah, those are the years.
Yeah, so I'm not really in it, because you were born in the
I
80s.
was born in '85,
Yeah.
and I did not listen to the music that was popular at the time.
Right.
As I was coming up, I found my uncle and my dad's record collections and went through those, and so a lot of what I listened to
think
was
that happens a lot.
70s and 80s. Yeah.
That you listen to what your parents or what they have around the house.
Right,
And
right.
I know Marty has that from his parents and our
So
kids.
I was tragically
Frank Sinatra.
uncool carrying a Def Leppard backpack to school in the late '90s.
Was it on your lunchbox too?
Yeah, I had a Black Crowes lunchbox and a.
Well, we're all younger
Def
when
Leppard.
we hear the music, but how old were you when you went to your first concert?
I was 13 and I saw the Beach Boys.
Which is so your style.
It is. It is actually. I love the Beach Boys.
And where was it?
Walnut Creek.
Oh, it was here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Outside
And
of
I will
Raleigh.
say it really
Outside-
quick. I am thinking of Brian Wilson. I heard that he was recently diagnosed with dementia,
He was,
and he's got some degenerative issues there. So, but love Brian Wilson. Love the Beach Boys.
They're fun.
They are
They're
fun.
just fun,
Yeah.
even to this day.
Absolutely.
How about you, sir?
What, first concert?
First concert, how old were you?
17, The Who, 1969.
Start with the big guns, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Was that the $4.50 concert you
Yeah.
went to?
Nice.
That
Yeah.
was the year Tommy came out.
Oh,
They-
Pinball Wizard.
They premiered it at the Tea Party in Boston, which was smaller than this place.
Wow.
Who sang it better, Pinball Wizard? Elton John or The Who?
Please.
That was just a funny.
I know.
Yeah, it was just a funny.
I lost my trainer.
I'm sorry. You saw The Who?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
And you were 17. Well, Darcy, what was yours?
Oh, I'm gonna look so geeky. I was like probably 9 or 10, and it was the Osmonds.
Oh, nice. Okay, there you go.
And I really wanted to see them.
Yeah.
And I still know Johnny Osmond's birthday. To this day, I do.
That's awesome. I love that.
You know, that was I was very, very influenced by him.
Yeah. Very nice.
I like the Osmonds. My sister liked the Jackson 5.
So, did you end up seeing the Osmonds more than once, or was it the one time? Was it a one and done?
I think it was only once.
Okay.
I think it was
What
only
about
once.
what about you, Jim? Do you see how many times do you see the Who?
7.
7 times. Wow. I only saw the Beach Boys once. It was a one time.
All with Keith Moon, so
Yeah.
once in 69, once in 70, 4 nights in a row in 71.
How do you remember years?
The
like
music
that?
hall in
I would
Boston.
never remember that.
Because music is therapeutic. If you tie into music, so they've actually shown this that musicians, because we have to remember chords and lyrics and all this kind of stuff, it actually helps with your cognitive ability.
I believe that.
So
I
yeah,
totally believe
you're
that.
you're much
Better than
less likely-
Sudoku, which they
yeah,
tell some people
You're
to
much
do.
less likely to get dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever if you're a musician because you are remembering and the.
I don't think Jim's ever going to get it. His memory is.
No, he's good. Yeah, Jim's
I
good.
don't know what I ate yesterday, but I can name all 20 Night Stalker episodes.
Oh, hold up, Olga out there.
You ate pizza. You ate pizza.
Olga's
yesterday.
watching out there in internet land. She said her first concert was Sean Cassidy at the Greensboro.
Ooh, all right.
10
Did you run,
in
run, run? Did you run,
1977.
run? That's awesome.
Yeah, and she follows that up with, "Dang, I'm old."
You know what? I'm right
Thank
there
you,
with
Olga.
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
right there
Yeah,
with you.
That's awesome.
Well, talk about venues, because I saw a huge group, The Who, but
In
it
a
was in a
small
place
venue.
like this.
Yeah.
And they were literally like 8 feet away from me. They
Yeah.
were just, just
Were
standing
they
in front of
popular
me.
then?
Well, Tommy had been
Oh,
out for a few months.
so they
and
were.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't. They weren't.
That's just how it
unknown at
was
that
back
point.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place called a Tea Party in Boston. All the big bands played there.
When did they start doing stadium shows, which I don't like?
You don't like stadium shows?
I don't because it's What?
What was that? If you're gonna talk, you gotta come up to the mic, man. You know the rules.
What are you yelling out over there? Am I getting heckled by my own
I
husband?
think you are. You better look out, my dear.
My love.
That's
Judging by
right,
The Who, I saw them 4 times in Boston Music Hall, which was a movie theater, which was great.
Oh, that would be
But
really
in
cool.
'73, they played Boston Garden, and they sounded terrible.
Yeah.
They didn't have the equipment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
Springsteen
it
could do
can be
but-
hard. Yeah.
Well, I
It can be
think
hard
as
to
a
get the sound
fan, for me,
Yeah.
anyway, I don't get a lot out of stadium shows because you're not near. You don't really. You're watching the.
It's so
video.
I have mixed feelings because I think that, like, for me personally, especially now, I'd rather go to a more intimate show.
Absolutely.
So if I go to a smaller venue, 500 people, 1,000 people. I recently saw Morrissey up in D.C. It was a pretty small show. Yeah, there you go. Nice, some Morrissey fans out there. And it was a smaller venue, and it was general admission, and so you could walk right up to the stage, and
That's
it was
awesome.
really awesome. But the energy that you get at a stadium type, like, I went to a festival show back when Lincoln Park was a thing. Well, I mean, they're still a thing, but back when Chester was still alive. And it was a festival, and it was like, and part of it I didn't like because when you get a festival lineup, it's like they do 5 or 6 songs, and then next band, whatever.
constant, yeah.
But there is something to be said about a packed out festival venue, something large.
Well, you feel
where
part
there's
of it.
just- yeah, you're part of this huge event. Is it good for the music? Not really. You know,
it's good for the pocketbook for them,
Well,
man.
yeah, that too. But I don't. Is it though? Because you're splitting it with so many different artists.
Yeah,
a
but
lot of times they're not getting.
Well,
a huge-
nowadays you're charging so much
Yeah,
that
that's true.
you know.
That's fair.
I maybe it's because I'm older. I just like the smaller things.
Yeah, that's
The smaller venues. Look at as soon as that came out.
Why are you grabbing my arm?
Look at.
Oh my!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That was not anything personal.
All right, hold on. What's?
We do not endorse that last comment.
Yeah, that really came out
There
wrong.
we go. That's what she said. All right.
You know, I saw Zeppelin in 69 too, but I'm not sure what the date was.
When did you see him?
69.
Nice.
At the Hampton Beach Casino.
Nice.
Oh.
Did they bring like the little Stonehenge down there with the fire
No, they were
machines?
doing just songs from the first album, so it must have been 69.
Oh, nice.
Might have been
I
before
do
The
not
Who,
remember
but I'm sticking with The Who as my first band because I'm not a big Zeppelin fan. In fact, at this point in my life, I don't care to hear live music at all.
Wow.
What?
I like to play it, but I don't want to hear it
Yeah.
Even in a small venue?
anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I tried to get him to go to shows, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Why?
It's kind of
I don't know. I just don't enjoy it.
Okay.
See, it's a lose for me. If the person's good, it aggravates me. If they're bad, it aggravates me. So.
Yeah.
Why, if they're good, does it aggravate you?
I'm not sure. I guess it's a mental problem I have.
I don't know. That's
No, you know, it's like, because I enjoy performing.
Yeah.
No, actually, not that much either. I don't know.
You have said that. You were, you say you fancy yourself more of a studio guy.
Yeah,
which is,
well, that's where I would live.
again, another situation where Jim and I.
But I like playing with this guy because he takes the lead, and I just get
I was
to
gonna say,
and you guys put on a great show.
That's where we differ because I'm all about the live performance, but I'm also all about the spectacle.
Yeah.
So it's
And you don't like the spectacle.
that's right.
I don't care about, you know, Bowie's clothes. It's just the music. Like, I don't care about Mick Jagger prancing around. And when he prances around doing Stone songs, the
Tolerates
people
it.
love it, you know?
What about when he takes his shirt off? What do you think of that?
What do I think of it? He's got sharp nipples. I just watch my eyes.
They're like dimes. I try to tell you, they're like dimes, man. You gotta look out.
So I'm just sitting there on the chair looking like I don't give a shit. Because I don't, you know?
Because
right.
you're playing the guitar Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
While you're running
Well,
around
he's got like the icy, like the cool, like if I'm doing the Mick Jagger thing, he's got the cool Keith Richards. Like,
He shows no
can't be
emotion.
affected kind of.
He shows no emotion.
If Jim smoked, just the cigarette dangling from his lip, he's the slash to my axle,
But I don't smoke.
Who doesn't?
I did for 1 week in 1967.
Sure,
got
who
it all out of
remembers
the
these
system.
dates, man?
Yeah.
Was that at the Who concert?
No, it was after Fistful of Dollars came out.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Jim is his own music therapy, man.
He is, I'm telling you. I think just Jim in general is therapeutic. Like,
I
it's
don't
good to
need
be there.
drugs.
It's
I
good for
got
yourself.
too
Jim
much
makes me
happening
laugh.
here.
I know.
Jim, you
Alright.
you're
Well.
kind of quiet till you get to know you, and then you are kind of pretty damn funny.
That's why I'm here, I guess. Uh-oh, I'm zoning out. All right, take
Are we
over.
boring you? Are we boring you?
What
Are we
just
boring you?
happened? What just happened?
I don't know. We lost
I
Jim.
missed
All right,
something.
I'm good.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim doesn't want to watch himself on this either.
No, I haven't seen any of these.
That's what I've heard.
I told him he'd be good. He'd
Well,
like
it
it.
would be good. So, one of the things I want to talk about, you may have noticed we all have these buttons on. So these are our Maverick Rose Music Hour pins.
I know. I almost did that too.
So these are going to be exclusive to our Patreon. We'll have a Patreon launching in early March, and that will be in the first tier of the Patreon. So the first 40 subscribers to our Patreon will get these buttons.
And they're pretty
we'll
cool.
They're kind of cool. So we'll be rocking these. So
I like him. Thank
that's
you.
cool. Yeah, I like it too.
Patreon, that sounds a little cultish. What's up with that?
It is.
drink?
It'll be the cult of the Maverick Rose Music Hour. The people that follow us there.
We're
choose
part
to
of the
support
cult.
us. That's
We're
right.
part of the cult, Jim.
That's right.
What part?
I said we
We
are
are
part.
part of the cult. That's right.
Okay.
We're gonna get T-shirts with just your face on it.
That's
No.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's gonna say,
and you
it's
can't
gonna say,
smile.
I hate
If you-
spectacle right on it.
If you make one for me, put my face on the back.
All right. So, this brings us.
What should be on the front?
I don't know. Well, see, this particular T-shirt, like, that's another thing. Maverick always has something on his T-shirts.
Not tonight. But
Mine are always blank, but this does represent all the bands I've liked since 1980.
Nice, dude. Nice. We love that.
He's wearing his favorite band T-shirt.
Well, you got fans out there, man. Jim is the bomb. Olga says Jim is the bomb. Jim is the bomb.
You are the bomb.
It's true.
All right.
So this brings us to one of my. This is probably my favorite recurring segment. So
like
far.
this?
So I like the. We're gonna do the sick burn of the week.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'll get some haters and trolls, too, won't I?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
You just might. You're going to get us canceled again.
This is our. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's good at that.
Sick burn, I figured I'd stick with the Beatles theme.
Ah.
And
Oh.
there's kind of a Stones theme because, well, I'll wait till we do the Beatle album. But so a simple line from I Dig a Pygmy.
Yeah.
I mean, I Dig a Pony.
Yeah.
What?
I Dig a Pony off the Let It Be album.
I heard something entirely different there.
I dig a pony. You can imitate everyone. No, I roll a stony. You
Yeah.
can imitate everyone you know. You
Uh-huh.
can imitate everyone you know. So Lennon's making fun of the Stones because when they put out Let It Be, they put out Let It Bleed. They did the White Album. They did Beggar's Banquet with the bathroom wall. And this is the funny one. When they did Sgt. Pepper, the Stones did their Satanic Majesty's Request. And Keith Richards hates that album. He blames the Beatles. Well, Sgt. Pepper was a load of crap. Then we did. So they did their own load of crap, Only Sgt. Pepper wasn't, but theirs kind of was.
They were throwing shade at each other.
Yeah. But the thing is, Let It Bleed is just the title, and the Stones' music is very different. So it's not really true that they copied the Beatles,
It's wild.
Although the Beatles gave
But they wrote about it.
their first hit single. Oh, yeah, well, Lennon would get annoyed at those little things,
Have you thrown shade in any of your lyrics?
Thrown shade at any of my
Any
lyrics.
sick burns in your
Yeah. Have you
lyrics?
burned anybody in your lyrics and songs you've written?
Because I could see that.
Yeah, I could too.
Myself a lot.
I think that's actually true. In studying his lyrics, I think he does occasionally kind of. Let's see. Oh, look, we got somebody on their. Oh, Patricia on their honeymoon. They're still watching.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
I bet there was some great music at the wedding.
Olga says her kids were raised on the Beatles. Laura says that you were funny. Jim, you know that T-shirt thing was pretty funny, man.
That
I
right?
like that.
You are a funny guy.
You're a funny guy. He's a funny guy, man.
He's a
so
funny
Jim's
guy.
Jim gets. I don't know how this worked out, but Jim got 2 segments back to back. So he got to do the.
And he doesn't want to do any
I know
of
he
it.
doesn't want to do any of them.
He doesn't even want to be here.
I called in a favor. I owe him $20, and I was like, I'll pay you the $20 if you come out. So that's
Yeah, I'm
all.
getting it in dribs and drabs.
That's right.
Dollar here, dollar there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Jim not only did our sick burn of the week, but he's also doing our. Let's see, what do we got? He is doing our. Very nice
Very nice,
vinyl.
very nice.
So this is our very nice vinyl of the week, which is not actually a vinyl. We didn't have the vinyl. We got the CD here. So see if we can get this in the
It's
shot.
not even the
So it's
CD
the-
either.
It's not. It's
No.
just the.
Is it just a
Here,
piece of
hold it
paper?
up, hold it. Let's see.
All right, here's the deal. I went with, obviously I'm a big Beatles
We're on
fan.
this camera here, so just.
I went with Meet the Beatles because that was the album that we got in America in 1964. It wasn't the first English album. This is the English version of their second album with the Beatles. So they used the cover from With the Beatles. And what I didn't realize, they also used 9 songs from With the Beatles on Meet the Beatles.
There were different amount of songs on each, like 12 and 14.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
were cut from 14 to 12 because American didn't want to give them too much.
And they were short, too.
Oh, yeah.
They were like
That album's
just
like
2
25 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like 2
Yeah, yeah.
minutes-ish.
So,
I noticed that.
also in their wisdom, they took this cool black and white iconic photo,
Yeah.
and they said, oh, black and white, we can't do that. So they tinted it blue. So it looks like they're like underwater a little, it's like Tales to Astonish number 98 when the
Well, they-
Submariner was underwater.
Yeah.
They were learning about marketing, right?
Yeah,
That's
well, anyway, so Meet the Beatles,
Did you
obviously-
reprogram it?
No.
I feel personally attacked. You reprogrammed my album and didn't reprogram.
let me check my note.
I love Jim's notes. You didn't.
What? No, I didn't reprogram
No,
it
because you said they don't program their own, or they didn't then, right?
well, they programmed their English versions with help from George Martin, and they were always done pretty much impeccably the way they programmed. And it was 14
impeccable.
songs, 7 on each side.
Right.
So they just took I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy, which were both singles, and then they grabbed I Saw Her Standing There, which was from the actual first Beatles album, and then the next 9 songs were all from the second Beatles album. But the point is, Meet the Beatles was the song we got in America, and it's the one all us kids were playing.
Watch
That
out,
was
bud.
1964.
That's going to eat your homework there.
And I remember the sticker on it. It cost me $3.98.
That was kind of a lot, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Because
That's almost as much as Who tickets.
I bought that later because I had to get them myself because my sister was buying all the Beatle albums. She was 3 years older than me. So I would buy like the Dave Clark 5 albums.
Were you mowing lawns to make your money?
What was I doing for money?
We don't
Make a claim. Make a
we don't need to know what you're doing for money, Jim.
Make a claim.
You didn't need much money back then.
Well, $3.98 for an album back then is, I think, a lot.
That does
Yeah,
seem
but
like
that
a-
wasn't 64. I bought it later. In 64, I think they were like $1.98 or something
Wow.
like that.
nice
Inflation,
price.
man.
That's a nice price.
Inflation.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the other thing Capitol did that was interesting is all the songs on Meet the Beatles were originals. And on the first English Beatle album, there were 6 covers. So, I don't have much more to say about it. I don't want to go over it song by song, so you guys can say something.
That's fantastic. I listened to it. I thought it was
I did too.
great. I mean, obviously, it's the Beatles. What are you going to...
Well, I'm going to say this with much consternation to you. I'm not a huge Beatles fan.
Yeah.
I'm not. But this reminded me of why I do like the Beatles when I do, because these songs were the ones I really remember and liked from the Beatles. They were fun, they were catchy, they were innocent, most of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like the later drug-induced ones, right? But I like these. And it was just fun to listen to. And in my firestorm, so to speak, this week, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was
right.
fun and happy to listen to. And
absolutely.
there's a lot of great songs that you already know on here, too.
That's right.
Well, that was January of 64 that came out. So when they were on Ed Sullivan, which was like February 9th, the country was aware of the Beatles. That's why like 70 million people watched it or something. And
And all the girls were screaming.
yeah, it was kind of something the country needed because JFK was assassinated in November of
November,
63.
yeah. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the country was kind of in a doldrum, and the Beatles really kind of changed everything, in
And
a
they
lot
were
of
like the
ways.
first big boy band, weren't they?
Yeah, and they wrote their own songs, which
Yeah.
nobody else did. They wrote, they gave the Stones "I Want to Be Your Man," which was their first hit single. Stones were looking for a song, and the Beatles were like showing off in front of. They wrote the song in front of the Stones. They had it started.
So there's a lot of
Hey,
sick
you-
burns with that.
That's right. We're back and forth.
More than you even know, right?
So, and then somehow Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were able to write songs, which you look at them, you don't picture. They wrote Ruby Tuesday,
Yeah.
but somehow they did.
Yeah.
They wrote some
That's
great
great songs.
songs.
That's
yeah.
a great song. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
that is our very nice vinyl of the week. So let's see. What do we got there?
Any
We got-
questions? Any
I don't think so.
comments
I
from
think
the
it was
audience?
very nice vinyl. So the way that we do this is we do very nice vinyl every week, and I've done one, and Jim's done one. So now I think it's
I get to pick one.
should I say, Jim and I have done one. All right.
Oh, it was number 1 for 11 weeks, and it was bumped off by the Beatles' second album.
Oh, there we go.
Lasted for
So
9
they knocked themselves out the top. The only person I know that's done that is Drake.
Yeah, Drake's wiped out the Beatles records.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't know that.
So we're going to move from that.
So we have a cool little
Now
stand
we
that
got,
we're going to
now we got over
turn.
here, which was made by the lovely people over there at Rescued Woodbury Home. And
There you
thank them
go.
for that one. So you're going to be doing.
So my choice for
Yes.
next week is, this is a big part of me growing
See
up.
that? That's kind of far off, but yeah.
I can move it.
Yeah, bring
is
it up.
out.
We'll switch
I'm not
cameras
sure
here.
where
Go
we
right
are.
here,
This
right
is
here.
kind of heavy. Could be from all the smoke
That's
that's in
all
it.
the smoke, yeah.
Because this got hurt in the fire with a lot of other of our albums. But this is Elton John.
Yeah.
Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. I don't know what year this came out. I need to look.
I was going to just ask you that, because
I need to look because this is actually a biography, an autobiography that Bernie Taupin wrote with Elton John, and it kind of tells a story as well
yeah,
throughout the album. So it's very cool. And if you look, I'm going to put this down.
it's their unknown concept album.
You know, back when albums came.
Chat, hold on. Go ahead. No, you're good.
Back when albums came with all sorts of fun stuff in it and pictures and lyrics and all this. So this is oh God, that smells like smoke. This is an original, and this is what we'll be listening to this week
Yeah.
for next week.
So we'll bring that back in. We'll talk more about it. So for those of you playing at home,
Is that a double album?
that's our own.
It is not.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm just saying that's a lot of work. You know?
Well, no, that's Goodbye Albert Road, and I was going to do that one first, but I was
Oh,
like,
Jim.
nobody wants to do a double album if you don't really like it.
I'm
So,
not going to say nobody wants to do it.
I had that album.
Gemini.
Oh, I got to get out there. All right.
Have
if
you
we're-
heard this?
If we're playing at home.
Not the album, no.
Are you an Elton John fan? I don't even know.
I like approximately 53% of his
Okay,
stuff.
then.
Which is more than
More
Billy
than
Joel.
half, yeah.
Billy likes 50% of Billy Joel's.
Oh, well.
Maybe 47.
Oh, there it is. All
We're
right.
getting higher.
Well, that brings us. So now we have done our very nice vinyl for the week. We've announced our very nice vinyl for next week. We are now going to move on into our Talk Doggy Dance segment, which I love because we've now had the first dog that's been on the show has
A
been adopted.
success story.
So for those of you that don't know, if you're just joining, we work with Perfect Match here locally. They are all rescue of choice, but I'm sure there are lots of lovely rescues wherever you are.
There's so many rescues and
That's
so
right,
much
and
need.
there's so many
much
loving
need.
animals that are in need. So we've got Jenna's here with Gracie. I think maybe Gracie's going to hang out with Jim. We'll see. Maybe they
don't
made
know.
friends. At
Jim is a dog whisperer.
He is. Let's see.
Because Perfect Match had something here yesterday, and Jim was holding lots of
I know. I thought he was going to end up taking one home.
They were loving him, man.
We'll see.
They
We'll
were
see.
loving him. Falling
Look at Gracie.
asleep.
Oh, Gracie's so cute.
Look at Gracie.
Oh my gosh, look at Gracie. There you go. That's right. We'll see. So here's this is Gracie. She's available at perfectmatch.org. So you got that there on the screen.
Baby.
So and
Maybe
Jenna's going
not.
to tell us just a little bit about Perfect Match and a little bit about Gracie. So here we are.
Perfect Match is local to the Cary, Raleigh, Durham. They go kind of all over. This is my 5th Perfect Match foster. We've had a really good time with them. We just do one at a time. We typically have the teeny ones. We have little bitty kids at our house, so they get very used to little bitty kids.
Yeah.
And we have an old rescue who's just happy to be around and hates it when we foster. Also,
so-
I probably do one because she likes to be the only baby and gets
So-
grouchy.
So that means Gracie's good with kids and other dogs, is what I'm hearing.
Gracie takes a second to get warmed up to people.
Gotcha.
She is
Well,
excellent.
understandable. She's probably scared, right?
Absolutely. She's excellent with my...
Oh, and there she goes.
She might have a little stage fright, too. These lights are really
That's
quite
right.
bright.
Oh, but there
Yeah.
she is. Oh.
So she's excellent with my 7-year-old daughter.
Uh-huh.
But my daughter is very calm, very chill, has worked to gain the trust, inching over on the couch and things like that. So I wouldn't say a household with kids,
Right.
maybe, but she is reasonable with kids.
A nice, calm.
Very
Yes.
And she's how old?
So she is 3 years and 8 months. This is the first one I've gotten that came with all kinds of vet records. She came with a bag of toys, a bag of clothes. This was a very loved princess. And her owner passed away, unfortunately, and she found herself at a rural shelter
Oh, no.
and then came to be with us. And it takes her, like I said, a couple days to warm up, but when she does, she's the cutest. She does little happy dances when I get home. She spins around.
Oh, she's very attached to you.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see
And
that.
it happened very fast. I've only had her maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. So she
does-
can adapt easily.
She
Yeah.
opens up quickly, but like the first day, you'll think, oh, this dog's never going to like me. But
Yeah.
she absolutely will.
But I think that's a good thing to remember if you have animals. Make sure that you have a clause or a will or something to have them taken care of when something happens, because you don't want them dumped at any shelter.
that's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, my kids will take the dog. I don't even know how many dogs we have currently at Pawfik Match.
Yeah.
Whose children wouldn't take the dog.
Right, yeah. It does happen where the family is either not able to or doesn't want to care for the animal.
Right.
The other thing that's interesting, and you just brought this up, which is good, is that whenever you're either fostering, adopting, whatever, it takes time. I mean, they're leaving a home or an environment or whatever, a shelter possibly, where they're scared, they're afraid, they don't know what's happening, and people instantly expect them to be, the most loving, loyal companion. It's like you have to give them time to decompress. The dog that you get that shows up at your house on day one is not the dog that you're going to have 3 weeks or 3 months.
Don't they say it's like 3 days for this, 3 weeks, and then 3 months for them to really,
That's right. It takes time, and you need to give them that chance to adjust. So.
Absolutely.
I would say it was maybe 4 months before my dog
Yeah.
opened up to me.
Yeah.
And I've had her many years now. And I still, every now and then, she a little bit more of her opens up. And I mean, it's been like 5 years. So it really, they give a little bit more every time they trust you and you prove yourselves to them.
Absolutely.
And we do have to prove ourselves. Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So I didn't have a shot here, right? Anyway.
Oh, do you
That's
want
right. She was only going to show with you for
wasn't
so
you.
long.
It wasn't
It's
you.
good. It's not you.
It wasn't
It's
you.
not you.
No.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. A big shout out
Thank
to
you.
Pawfik Match. Absolutely. Do you know, are there any more adoption events coming up, quickly? I know that you're aware of.
I'm in the Cary Holly Springs area, so I tend to stick to the ones
The
down
ones local here, yeah.
But I believe, let's see, Aida's over there in the corner
Yeah.
if you wanted to pop over the screen. I think there's one at
She
Gatsby's
never wants to
coming
come
up.
out.
That's right. Gatsby's will be the first Sunday. So Gatsby's in
so.
North Raleigh will be.
Yes.
And always go to pawfikmatch.org. And
Definitely.
not only are there so many loving animals there that you can adopt, but also they have their Amazon wish list up. So if you're not able to adopt or foster, you can always donate or volunteer.
Absolutely. There's
so many
lots of
ways to
people
help.
that do just the events.
And give back, yeah.
They help handle the puppies because you got to have a person per puppy to make
Right.
sure nobody goes missing, which has happened.
Yeah.
People walk off with a puppy.
That's right.
So, you got to have somebody watching all the dogs. You got to have somebody organizing the events. And not everybody has the time or availability to foster.
That's
Well,
right.
I think fosters are particular angels. You guys really are, because that
Absolutely.
is
So
that
thank
is
you.
so wonderful.
Thank you for giving back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
that's good. So that is our Talk Doggy to Me segment.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Pawfik
it.
Match there.
Hopefully, she won't be around next week either, because she'll be in
That's right.
Nevada.
Hopefully we'll get her adopted as well.
That's the goal.
So far, we've got 100% success rate.
Well, yeah, and if it takes 2 weeks, it's okay.
That's right. That's all right.
For the ride home.
That's right.
We'll wait.
We're all about finding the right home.
We'll wait for
That's
the ride
right.
home. We will.
So, anything in conclusion, Jim? You got anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind? Oh, he's got a notebook. Look
He's
at
got
him.
the
He's like,
notebook.
did I?
A lot of this is just nonsense stuff. And I figured I'd, just spout out, whatever.
That looks like a really old notebook.
Yeah, it is, and I spilled, I had a TV dinner. It was, Stouffer's.
They're not called that anymore.
Well, this one was.
All right.
It was Stouffer's,
Meatloaf?
Meatloaf, yeah, with mashed potatoes.
Nice.
And I'm bringing it over to sit in front of the TV, and I just turned it at an angle. Spills all over all my notes and music and everything.
Why do I feel like the Maverick Rose Music Hour is turning into the Maverick Rose
I don't
Food Hour? That's where we're at.
No, I didn't curse. I just kept
That's
it
good.
all inside.
That's
And I'm ready to blow at any moment.
Did you still eat the meatloaf?
Yes.
Okay.
all right. So, I think that it's time for us to write our song. So one of the features that we do here
I love
is we like
this.
to
I love
write a
this.
song on the spot. So I think we got plenty of material this week between the house being on fire and a certain jailhouse wedding that I know of that took place. We won't name any names, but I think we will just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are they on their honeymoon now?
They are, and they're from after watching. So we're not saying who they are. But
If they
know
got
who they
married
are.
at the jailhouse, where's
know
their
who they are.
honeymoon at?
That's right.
Alcatraz?
That's right. That's right.
I hope you're having a fabulous time.
That's right. We hope you all have a fabulous time out
Yes.
there. So we're gonna go here. Get the Jim's getting.
This is where I just get to listen.
and react all the time. Maybe you could help me out on the choruses a little bit.
You would not want me to do that. But wait, we have a new stand this week. Are you singing this week?
Only if I hear a harmony part.
Here it is.
Hey.
Hey, hey.
And this is just a small sample of what you get when Jem and I play together.
Oh, look out. Wait.
Because many songs are made up on the spot, and they're awesome. You guys are like that, quick. I love it. And no one is free from any kind of sarcasm or fun.
Anything is possible. I got you the other night. You were like, what do you mean I'm criticizing it? I was like, no, it's just part of the song.
I took something personally that I shouldn't have.
That's right. Don't.
But not in a bad way. Not in
Only
a bad
12% of what I say from the stage is true.
Not in a bad way.
All right. I love it.
Okay, what's the
Give me something kind of bluesy, man.
bluesy?
Maybe not that bluesy. No, I'm just kidding.
Jailhouse Rocky.
That's kind of
Jailhouse Rocky.
House caught on fire, but not my Michigan flag. My house caught on fire, but not my Michigan flag. They say go blue, and that's just what they will do. I don't know how to segue from a house fire to a prison room. I don't know how to segue from a house fire to a prison wedding. But when the magistrate's behind glass, it's gonna be nice. That's your wife. Come on now. Go blue. Go blue. Go blue. We ain't never burning down. Go blue. Go blue. I never sang. I ain't blue. 'Cause I got married at the jailhouse. Tell me what you want me to do. I say right now, make sure your smoke detector's got fresh batteries. I tell you now, make sure your probation officer's paid up too. 'Cause if you've got warrants, getting married at the jailhouse is not for you. Everybody out there saying, go blue, go blue, go blue, go blue. Wait a minute, no, isn't that like it's supposed to be green? Oh, that's the Spartans. Oh, look out! Oh!
That was fight words.
No,
words, man.
It's getting real.
That was fight words.
That's what you want to do. Just want to say thank you to everybody out there watching. I know we're on Facebook tonight. Normally we're going to be on YouTube, but we're going to wrap things up right now. I'm Maverick, Darcy here, Jim. We're going to switch to the live performance portion. So if you are ever in the Holly Springs area, come on out to Niche Wine Lounge. On Mondays we film, and then we perform live for at least an hour after the show. So go and hang out with us. Thank you to Perfect Match. Thank you to Niche. Thank you to Rescued Wood Rehab. We got Andy behind the bar. Andy Wave, he's back there. He made us I Want to Be Your Manhattan. Next week he'll have a nice Elton John.
You got to do something with Captain Fantastic.
That's right, off of Captain Fantastic.
Captain Fantastic.
Thank you so much. We love you all out there in YouTube,
you.
Facebook land, wherever you may be watching. And yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Thanks
so much.
guys.
That's it.